Hello, my name is Shantel. Someone's in the house. Don't knock on my door. Hello, my name is Shantel from Shantel is Probably Sorry. If you'd like to skip my introductory comments, just check the description, because the time the reaction starts will be there. And this is episode 4 of the Rewatch, season 1, episode 4. Do I really want to look for the name? Episode 4 of season 1, called Effects of External Conditions. Kind of remember what happens in this episode. I mean, when I see it, I'll remember. I remember some of the stuff that happens in this episode. I don't see much need for an introduction. I guess I'll just, oh actually no, I will. I just recorded 103 yesterday. Still have not unpacked. I'm gonna do that today from getting back into this state. Have my stickies. All right.
The only way everything was to be a hero is to show me you can't be.
Oh yeah, Allison takes Sarah's spot. Right. I remember. My child Elena. I remember when I first, her theme music is off the chain. But when I first saw her, I was like, whoa. I didn't know what to think. I was like, she's gonna take it for a wild ride, this one. The little kid, you realize there's blood on the floor. Watch what he does with his feet. He's like, swivel, swivel in the blood, swivel in the blood. Afraid for the child's life. I was like, she's gonna kill him. But now we know that she loves children, so yeah, like this moment I was like, she gonna kill him. Oh, Helena.
One of us be killing us.
What's wrong with her?
Bad breath.
That shit crazy.
Does she know about me? I was gonna say that and run, but I can't do that.
Interesting to see how they started.
My daughter.
And then in this moment.
Your daughter?
In this moment.
Her name's Kira, and I'm meant to be seeing her today, but there's this killer up my ass, so.
This was the moment I started realizing.
Is she a biological child or adopted like mine?
That.
Why?
There
Why?
must be some sort of fertility issue with them.
Don't you
And
think you should have told us about that before?
the 5th
Why
episode
would I do that?
confirmed
I'm telling
it.
you now.
So that conversation there is when I started to suspect, oh, there must be some sort of, like, could there be a fertility issue with the clones? I mean, they are clones after all. The second thing is, I'm wondering a bit what the timeline is, because obviously a lot of this show, or at least a lot of the first season, our experience as the audience is very much following the experience of the clones. Like the pilot, for example, how we don't know what's going on because we are Sarah. We get thrown to it as we are Sarah. Sarah doesn't know what's going on, therefore we don't know what's going on. It's the same thing in this first season, or just in general in this show. The clones are trying to figure out, or people are just trying to figure out what's going on, and therefore they make a lot of speculation, and often the speculation turns out to be incorrect. For example, how they speculated Beth shot Maggie Chan on purpose to protect them, or, you know, how they speculated Beth committed suicide because she was super depressed, not saying that she wasn't depressed because she really was going through it. She needed somebody, but she decided to sacrifice her life so that her family could live. And I kind of wonder if that threat was empty. I know I mentioned that in the rewatch for episode 101, the pilot. I mentioned that in the rewatch. I was like, I wonder if Evie's threat was empty. Like, did Beth really have to die? Because, again, I've read only the first 2 installments of the Deviations comic, and when I read the premise, which was that Sarah saved Beth's life instead of letting Beth kill herself, I was like, okay, that's cool, but how is that going to work? Because unless Evie's threat... I have not read the 3rd installment. I know it's out. I'm poor. I haven't read it. I haven't bought it. Just being honest. Unless Evie was talking out of her butt, or unless that threat was empty, then how are these comics going to work? Because, so, I don't know. I guess we'll see how all that works out. But the point is, Cosima must have made the speculation that, I'm wondering, like, how long Helena was actually there. Because Helena was hunting the identicals in Europe, and then she ended up in North America, Canada, and so how much of this is speculation? Because Sarah's like, Beth was on this killer's hit list, now am I? Well, Beth came to be on the killer's hit list because Beth was with Katja and Beth escaped, and it's easy to like look at a license plate or something. I don't know. How long was Helena actually in North America? Because if she was set up with Maggie Chen, I mean, obviously Maggie Chen could have known Helena from Europe and been like, I'm stationed here anyway. So I'm just wondering, they never explained the intricacies of that. They didn't explain what exactly brought Helena to North America, how long she'd been there exactly, how involved Maggie Chen is dead, so like we obviously don't see the Maggie Chen and Helena thing. And so it's just like, you know, how much of what they think happened with Helena is speculation. Are we gonna see Felix in his booty?
Wow.
Nope.
Rich, man. This looks like a new blade.
Seriously, what is she on about?
I remember
Quiet,
listening.
she's just weird.
Sorry.
We need to find her.
I
Find
remember-
out what she knows.
Are you mad? She's a homicidal
Yeah, but
maniac.
we need to find out who she is, Sarah.
Funny how
found
she
it.
addresses
She's got
Sarah
answers. The only way I'm
and
gonna do
Felix
that is
said
go back
the
to being a
line.
cop.
I remember
I'm
listening to
excited to see the
Cosima
cops, to
and
be
being
honest
like, I really like listening to her. I like her, what she thinks about. She's really smart. I appreciate that.
I'm beginning to realise crazy's genetic.
Well, yeah, that brain chemistry can be genetic.
Yeah.
But
Just listening to her talk.
Individual, right?
They brought up the
that's
nature
the whole
nurture
nature-nurture question right
question.
Okay. Let's talk nature.
This show,
Out of 9 so far,
Nature nurture
one's a
debacle.
psycho who killed 4 others. One committed suicide. One is a bloody soccer mum. And then there's you. My crazy sister is sane by comparison.
hey, you didn't show this to Allison by any chance, did you?
You joking? She'd crap on Lulu Lemon.
Snicker,
But Allison on
Snicker. By stand by, we really mean stand by.
Make sure Gemma wears her seatbelt.
In the DVD captions where Allison is like, make sure Gemma wears her seatbelt. You want to know what those captions on the DVD says? I'm going to write it down for you with a Sharpie so you can see how important this is. Let me cross out what I was already writing because it wasn't important. I already said it. Make sure Gemma wears her seatbelt.
Make sure Gemma wears her seatbelt.
Okay, but seriously, Jimbo? It didn't even sound remotely close to Jimbo. Who's in charge of the captions on this show? It literally says, make sure Jimbo wears her seatbelt. And I'm like, who is Jimbo?
Make sure Gemma wears her seatbelt.
Bye. Gotta press play.
You have your usual Thursday night drinks with clients, right?
Yes.
So I'll see you when you come crashing in at 3 a.m.
I don't crush you. One time.
That was the moment I realized he could be a very funny character. That one time thing. I was like, oh, he can be funny. I'm glad they decided to delve into him. Like some shows, they introduce a character and they decide to kill him off real early on. Like Once Upon a Time wanted to kill off Prince Charming, but they decided not to. And like this show, I guess wanted to have it so that Donnie was only in a few episodes, but they decided against that. This moment here.
My kids thank you. My ex thanks you.
My kids
I didn't.
thank you. My kids, he did say kids. He said, my kids thank you. Okay, because we only meet one of his children. And I've seen the season 5 premiere. They only present him with that one child. If he has kids, plural.
My kids thank you. My ex
Yeah.
thanks you.
Besides, if it was my kid, it would be my kid thanks you. But he did say my kids thank you. So I mean, unless his wife has custody of one of their kids, but regardless, if they are both his children, why not show a picture of both of his children in the season 5 premiere when Maddie gives him that folder? Whatever. I guess they didn't want to get another actor, little child
My
actor.
killer made a pit stop.
Who got it?
Obviously not, babe. It's obvious that that blood was, that's too
Hey, there he is. I walked
heavy.
and loaded.
That was obvious that
Okay,
was
we're
just
gonna
like
get this guy, don't worry, alright?
poured there.
The witness is ready. Art, you wanna take him?
No. Come on.
Like, I don't know, I personally feel as though that
Through the whole
Art, you
thing.
want to take him line
I can't believe it.
details.
And he was all wet.
You just hide behind the wall.
Blood.
What was I saying? The blood, yeah. The blood looked too heavy.
An angry angel.
Just too heavy for if she was like walking or even stumbling. I did, like, unless she just stood there,
Can you tell me what the angry angel
it
looked like?
wouldn't have been that heavy. Yeah, I remember this moment. I was like, you didn't hide well enough, babe. Sorry. Little baby looks so scared.
Yes. Once again,
Wow.
8 o'clock before her bed.
That is the first time I noticed that. The way, oh my goodness. See, sometimes when, even if you rewatch something a bunch of times, you're still not gonna pick up on every detail. I don't know how many times I've actually watched this first season, or at least the first few episodes of the first season, because I'll do something where, like, for example, my friend Dana, for those of you who watched The 100 and saw my reaction that featured her and her sisters and her brother, Dana, I watched the first 3 episodes of this show with her, distinctly, while she was at my house. Therefore, I've watched those first 3 episodes an extra time, even though I didn't watch the rest of the season with her. And, like, for example, I watched the first 6 episodes with my friend Destiny. I've watched the first season and some change with my friend John. And then I've watched the whole series by myself. I've seen this episode at least maybe 3 times, not including the time I'm watching it now. And by 3, so this is probably about my 4th or 5th time watching this episode. I don't think I've rewatched the entire series. The point is, way back here in the first season, I'll know the first season a lot better than I'll know the other seasons, because of the fact that I've seen the first season more often, because I'll start rewatching it with a friend or something to introduce them to the show and to get them to watch it. I'm that type of friend. I'm the person that just pushes for people to watch the show. I even got my teacher to watch it. So I've gotten like 4 or 5 people to watch this show, if not more. 6, actually, now that I think about it. 6 or more, 7 or more people to watch this show, not including my mom, so 8. 9
They do
people,
have cause of death.
at least 9 people to watch it.
This whole.
I'm that person. But that is the first time I noticed how Sarah looked at the mom and the kid, which I guess is what prompted her to call Mrs. S at that moment. But that was the first time I noticed the way she looked at the mom and the kid, and that it registered that this was her yearning for that own type of relationship with her daughter. Wow, first time I noticed that.
Can I talk to her? You can talk to her tonight.
But Sarah, why 10 months
If you let her
absentee
down,
and suddenly you really,
I want to see her again.
like, what prompted that
I said I'll be there.
change? What prompted the change? Because I mean, very absentee, and then all of a sudden, very much on it. I don't know.
Chronic detachment. Isolation breeds sociopaths. This song.
Does isolation actually breed sociopaths?
Doll's head.
Is that
Early
not
childhood
just a
development
natural
issues could be
chemical?
extreme abuse.
Yes, but she's also.
We are chasing a calculated female killer who loves playing games. Fortune tellers.
Does love playing games?
Certain choices give certain answers. Detective Childs.
No, you're not. Beth is dead, isn't she?
What do you want from me?
We have a connection.
And then this moment I was like, this is interesting.
You mean when I stuck that piece of rebar in your liver? When I never got yours?
Helena,
And, last name?
you were doing police work.
We've never heard her last name.
When the real police find me, you were me and you. We're both the victim and the cop.
Yeah, that would be bad for both of us.
Does Helena have a last
Gave
name?
you directions.
The numbers, their addresses.
This is not a good day for Sarah. Also, I didn't
17 is the...
know Casima's last name until I think 4 seasons had passed, and the only reason I was able to figure out what her last name was is by pausing that scene where MK is hacking into the dyad, and then all of the employee ID tags pop up, and I see Casima Nihao, and I was like, oh. Okay. Actually, I remember, never mind. I'm not gonna make that joke. Never mind.
Of course, read it first before you go in. Got it?
Be rushy, baby.
Don't
Art.
worry. Let's do this.
I think art started to grow on me here. Started growing on me from the end of the last episode.
No. After last night, let's stick together. Come on.
Yeah. He was growing on me. And I was like, what is this? And I was like, no. This show just continued to amaze me. I remember being in absolute awe when I was first watching this. I was like, because I knew, like, she consistently plays all these characters.
Last night?
Okay, one other thing. I do remember mentioning in the pilot how it was obvious that these characters got developed over time. Like, season 1 characters are more distinct to Tatiana as time goes on, and I'll provide an example of that here when it comes out. Not that, it's like when you're first starting things, you have an idea, but then as time goes on, you learn more about the characters themselves, or are given different instructions. And, you know, she's naturally just like afraid to go in there, because if they do find her, that would be bad for them, because they look alike. That was a church. First clues.
Could be her single victim, our Jane Doe over and over again.
Wow. This is just yet another clue. I mean, we know from the Bibles and the verses, but it just clicked that was a church for some reason. Even with all the times I watched this episode, like I wasn't super aware. I was like, oh wow, they're in a church. Just another layer to Helena. That does look like a church. They're like, or it could be our Jane Doe over and over again. And I mean, that in itself is not a joke, but could be interpreted as wordplay, because in a sense, you know, it is, because they're clones. But then also she is a serial killer. I was like, Helena's gonna be a problem. Here is where we first learn of her love of foods. And just like the posture. Tatiana put so much into these characters. The way that she scratches out the guy's eyes. Anyway, the way her fake American accent is here.
Detective Childs?
Too good.
Hello, Paul.
You hear it a little bit, but
I got beat up.
yeah.
Please come
Get me out of here. Like, you know, just... That is the best we've ever heard Helena impersonate a North American accent. Even throughout the rest of the series, we never hear it that good. The way she was like Detective Childs and, you know, please come get me out of here. That was way too good. Because like after that, we never see Helena have the capability to impersonate the accent, the North American accent, that well. And so just character building as time went on, whether it be from the director's instructions or whether it be Tatiana herself, probably a little bit of both, that changed. And so it's interesting to see how some of these characters are in the first season and then how they develop into what they are now.
I hope you don't have dinner plans.
Oh, but she does.
I'll be right with you. It's in my imagination. You seem like a bigger breast than you.
There's no way I can make dinner with Kira tonight. Rock and a hard place here for you.
Yeah, your permanent address.
I like the music Felix
I do have
listens
one really
to.
idiotic idea.
Are you effing serious?
Yeah, sadly I am.
But it is probably not even noon. It doesn't even look like it's the sighing. It doesn't even look like it's noon. This is where we learn. This is the first clue that she might be an alcoholic, maybe. Felix is so cute.
What happened? Huh?
You're all up. Looks way better. Keep it in your pants, Raj.
Was that jealousy?
What the hell?
Or was that just keep it in your pants, Raj? Or was that like jealousy, keep it in your pants, Raj? I don't know. Art did like Beth, so
Nice to know
love
someone's
Beth.
having fun.
And I picked up on that early in the season. Like, I think it was actually this episode in which I picked up on the fact that there might have been something going on between Art and Beth. Or at least that Art had feelings for Beth.
Maggie Chan.
The plot thickens. You know, it took me like at least one rewatch. Well, actually, no. I didn't notice the first time that the eyes were scratched out. It wasn't until Art saw the picture that I noticed the first time I watched this.
Sarah was out there risking her life, playing cat and mouse with Killer Clone so that your kids don't end up orphans, and you think that she should lose her child for that.
Perspective.
Yeah. Is Daryl Hannah part?
I need to watch Steel Magnolias.
Terrible casting.
Sarah's no stretch. I got great reviews.
From the whole neighbourhood, I'm sure.
No.
The Rhine and spine falls mainly on the plain.
Okay, Eliza. Holy shit, we need to pull a full reverse Pygmalion here.
Okay, Eliza. Oh, Jesus. The plot thickens.
Woman on woman means it's got to be personal, whether it's her first or 15th kill.
I
That
mean,
makes sense.
not
Going back to
necessarily.
Jane Doe and who she was to Jane Death.
I think it's
Behind
more
it.
likely to be personal, but doesn't have to be personal.
These are your worst clothes?
I mean, like,
Well, I'm sorry, mate, but I don't shop secondhand.
No,
Psychologically
it's my
speaking.
God, no. It's not mate. Yeah, that's better. I mean, you basically won't talk. This shirt is all wrong.
Hey!
Not hey. You're a punk. Be one.
Oi! Detective Childs?
you can see the fear she thinks it's Helena. And she's like, what the
Paul,
Oh, I can't.
everything all right here?
this
Does she
interaction.
seem all right to you?
Okay.
Easy. You don't?
What the hell are you talking about?
No, Paul, please.
Yeah.
Art, I got this.
Whip 'em out. Whip 'em out. I started to suspect that was like,
Sorry.
Seriously, you're like a completely different person these days.
this show is like so convenient.
So, the woman Beth shot and Helena are connected. Holy watershed. Okay, Beth probably shot Maggie Chen on purpose. She never
Speculation.
told us anything about this.
Yeah,
True.
she never told her partner either.
I was like,
I
oh,
can't
because
keep
he was a
doing this.
pothead.
Casima.
Yeah, she thinks we have a connection.
Do you?
Yeah,
We're clones.
right.
We would be abominations.
Like, not God's children, but Satan's.
She's killing us, even though she's identical to us.
Well, but
If you were a messed up, abused loner whose faith compelled you to belong, and
These
somebody
shots are
that you
interesting.
trusted told you that this was the way to redeem yourself in the eyes of God. I mean, yeah, I might become an angry angel too. Okay, got it. Paul? No. You've got it wrapped around my little finger.
This
What's he
moment.
talking about? Leaving. I thought you two were calling it quits.
Yeah,
That
we
line
were.
right there.
Now we're trying to work it out.
That's awkward as hell.
You know how things go.
This seems like,
Right.
yeah,
Let's get
like
back
that
on track.
moment. I was like, oh,
This killer. You had a close quarters running with the...
You're a terrible detective. Beth figured us out. Well, Beth shot
speculation.
Alright.
Was it
We have a
speculation?
connection.
No. Speculation.
You want to tell me about that?
Maybe not. How did no one hear this?
My name is Detective Beth Child. I shot her on purpose.
Like, how did no one hear that?
I'm gasping for the fag.
No, you're not. So another smoke. Okay, it's curtain time. Wait. Aye, Mrs. S.
This is gonna be interesting.
Not driving a nice new Jag today, then?
Shouldn't have shot.
Oh god.
You gonna let me see my daughter or what?
Oh god. I was like, this is gonna go so wrong.
Could be she's just working it out with her boyfriend, right?
Yeah, it could be.
Or it could not be. Oh, that's a cute height difference. Oh, Tatiana's so short. She like my height or shorter. I'm sure.
What now, invisible ink?
And it was at this moment I was like, oh, awkward. I
Give
remember
us a
this.
hug.
This.
You're not my mother.
I was like, whoa.
Of course I'm your mum. Who else would I be?
was afraid that
What
Sarah
do
was
you
gonna...
call me?
Monkey.
What else?
Little monkey.
Monkey. Bum. Face.
Where's my mom?
Art.
Why the
If
dial
you're hearing
tone?
this, you found the body.
That confused me.
It's not Beth.
Why the dial
It's
tone?
me. Your mother couldn't be here right now.
Why?
Oh, Kira's so adorable.
This isn't necessary. Kneel down. You're different than the others.
Sorry, I'm not talking.
I am. Do you want to talk? Let's talk.
I just remember this
Where did you come
interaction.
from? This god? The one branded on your friend Maggie Chen? Maggie helped make you.
Continuity issues with the knife. Whatever, doesn't
Turn to
matter.
our side. Beth killed her to protect us.
Speculation.
I can save you. You're special?
I remember this. Like,
They told you you were the original, didn't they? We're all made the same. Whoever told you different hates you as much as they hate us. You're wrong.
now this moment here, I was like,
What happened to you, Elena?
Can you feel it?
I don't know, there's just something so powerful about this scene.
It's very important that you keep this a secret. Right? Promise? Pinkies?
Bye, Mommy.
Kira, the real MVP.
Thanks for everything. I mean, Kira. She's well.
This is
That's,
important.
down to you.
Yeah, important.
Sarah, as long as we take it slowly.
So, I'll be by tomorrow to walk her home from school. Straight on.
World peace must be right around the corner.
Piss off, you.
Aren't
Like,
you
watch this.
full of
She
surprises
even
in
starts.
past?
Now she's walking like Allison. Got to switch.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Angie nosy ass.
to us.
I
Taking
didn't
a
notice
walk
Angie being
to
nosy.
clear my head.
just found yourself there.
Yeah.
Yes or no? Is there a connection between the Maggie Chen shooting death and this Jane Doe homicide?
None.
Well, you called this meeting,
That's a lie.
I quit.
That surprised me. I mean, I knew that she was going to wait until she
After
found
all
out
we
what
did for you.
happened.
Yeah, I
Then
appreciate
quit.
it, but
But you bailed.
I didn't expect her to
But
quit
what
this
is it
soon.
with you?
I remember I couldn't tell if Sarah quitting was a good decision or not. Because, like, you have a little bit of an upper hand there, and now you don't. But at the same time, I mean, like, do what you want. Remember this? I was like, oh, it's for fish people. Is that supposed to be Tomas? Because I didn't look like Tomas' body shape. I don't really have any thoughts because I said everything that I need to say. I said everything I need to say during the episode. So thank you for watching that. I love this show. Oh, actually, next episode we find out about monitors and we meet Delphine. So that's cool. I will see you, or you will see me for the next one. So anyway, have a good day. Thank you for watching. Bye. It's you do feel it, you fools.
The fish
It's
is a
a
bitch,
bitch.
semiotically speaking.
Ooh. I should go shut my window. Where is the full screen? Cool. I can smell the Sharpie from where I wrote down Jimbo. Where's my cup? My cup is right here. I said everything I need to say during the episode, so I don't have. Try that again. I said everything I needed to say during the episode, so I don't have anything. What's up? That smells good. I should start turning on my condenser mic for these. Not gonna happen though. I know I mentioned it.
Friends or hand didn't give us a match?
No, they did not.
Look, the bottom line is
They're like, is she saying she's a serial killer? I appreciate that smell.
something she said.
If she'd said anything, I would have known she was a woman.
Smart. It's never smart. You want to know what those captions on the DVD says? Too good. Whoops, I did not mean to hit pause. I can't write today. Make sure Gemma writes. Make sure Gemma wears her. I don't want to show my nails. That's not an answer. I appreciate that smell too. I think some air freshener went into my cup because it tasted like I inhaled the air freshener.